We're now with the Metro Action Commission, MAC, and I'll note that Councilman Stein and Councilman Pridemore are with us. And Cynthia, if you could introduce your colleagues and then make whatever presentation you'd like to make.
Thank you. Good morning, Mayor. I'd like to introduce to my right our board chair, Dr. Lavinia Steele, and to my left, our acting chief financial officer, Ms. V.J. Lau, who are joining me at the desk. Also in the room is our leadership team, Mr. Marvin Cox, who is over the community services unit of Metro Action Commission, Ms. Farrah Fondren, who is our Head Start director, Camille Baker is our early Head Start director, Lisa McCready, as you know, is our public information officer, Ms. Karen Crook is our director of administrative services and operation, Ms. Cassandra Johnson, who is the director of our Human Resources Department. I think I've called everybody's name. If not, somebody will let me know since I can't see behind me.
And before you get started, I want to make sure I do this because this is kind of a big moment. This is my last budget hearing with you all. But I wish I could come back next year and do it because I'd call you doctor.
Oh, that's right.
You're getting, and Farrah are getting doctorates in May.
That's right.
So congratulations.
Thank you. We'll both be graduating from Trevecca Nazarene on May 9th of this year, so thank you very much.
So I'll see you after May 9th, and I'll be able to call you doctor.
Thank you. Thank you, Mayor. Let me begin by saying that it's my honor to represent the Metropolitan Action Commission. We have approximately 360 staff, including our seasonal team, and our budget averages about $29 million. I want to mention that, Mayor, because we receive about $4 million from the city of Nashville, and we're able to leverage about $24 million in federal funds as a result of those local dollars that we receive. We'd like to mention several of our accomplishments for this year. The first being that we were required to have all of our teacher assistants in our classroom receive a CDA by the end of 2014. That was a federal requirement. We're excited to report that we exceeded that requirement for the CDA. All of our staff have a minimum of a CDA who are teacher assistants, but several also have their bachelor's degrees and their associate's degrees. We had already met the federal requirements that all teachers have a minimum of a bachelor's degree in ECE or its equivalent several years ago. We also would like to mention that for the second year, our organization has received national recognition for the work that we do for MAC for Jobs, specifically around expungements, and because that's a barrier. Things that's on people's records is a barrier to them achieving employment. So last year we were nominated as a White House Champion of Change, and then in the current year, we were acknowledged nationally by the National Community Foundation or Action Organization for the work that we do with our families to help get them job ready. I should also mention that we remain the largest single provider of summer food service programs in the state of Tennessee. We serve 109 locations and serve over 4,000 children, as you know, each year for 6 weeks in the summer. We wanted to just highlight a few of those things because we think it's important that the expansive work that the agency does for the city's individuals with low income is very important. I should also mention that we are the largest city safety net entity serving over 20,000 residents in Davidson County with low income. So I want to make sure that I mention that as our accomplishments for the year. You ask us all to do a budget reduction. As you know, the Metropolitan Action Commission budget dollars that we receive from the city go largely to support the staff of the Metropolitan Action Commission to have better salaries, but also to help cover the benefits costs that are not covered by the federal grant. As a result of the budget reductions, that would be $120,000 reduction from the Metropolitan Action Commission, which is direct services to citizens in Davidson County with low income. We specifically use these funds for individuals who are just above the poverty threshold that the federal government says we have to use. They are still in poverty, but in many cases do not qualify for the federal funds. So these dollars are extremely important and it's critical that they remain in our budget. The next item I should mention, in addition to the budget reductions, is that we did request, or are requesting, a $200,000 increase to our local funding for budget enhancements. Again, an additional $100,000 is being requested because of cost of benefits that, as you know, continually the federal government does not cover because our benefits in Metro exceed the 25% to 30% threshold that the federal government will cover. Additionally, on last year, Mayor, you demonstrated great support for early childhood education in your $3.4 million allotment to the pre-K program here in Davidson County to ensure that children who were under age 4 were receiving services. We're asking for an additional $100,000 to support children who are in that same age group through our Head Start program, also as a part of a partnership that we are working on with the school's pre-K program. We know that that's substantially less than $3.4 million, but we know that with the federal funds that we receive, these additional dollars would allow us to increase quality in our classrooms as well as to strengthen our partnerships with the school system. And so that is the reason for the additional request. What most people, I don't think, realize is that Metropolitan Action Commission is the largest single provider of 0 to 5 services to children in Davidson County. We serve 1,550 children. The school system is the largest provider of services for 3 to 5-year-olds. We are the largest for 0 to 5. The only other item I've mentioned is that we are requesting that you also look with us at the capital budget. As you know, with the increasing demand in the southern corridor of Davidson County for services for children who are under 5, we are asking as a part of our capital request that our north location, which is currently located in Salem Town, which you know has changed quite significantly since we initially moved to that community, with now housing cost or listings as high as $1 million. We don't think that that's the community that it best serves us to have a Head Start facility, and so we are requesting an additional facility move that allows us to serve more children in the Antioch community. We already serve about 600 children from that community, but this would allow us to shift some of our services into that area. Mayor, that concludes my presentation, and I'll take your questions at this time.
So basically, you're located out in Salem Town, and then you have in the East Nashville, North Nashville area, there are several pre-K programs available.
That's correct.
And the area of probably greatest need in the county, the city, is in the southeast?
That is correct. It continues to be true. It has been for a number of years. As you know, we built the Susan Gray location on Nolensville Road. It serves about 220 children, which doesn't even begin to meet the need. And then we have 2 other locations that serve the South Nashville corridor. So the total is about 600 children we're able to serve. And you know, just from what we're seeing with the needs that the schools have as well, that that's a huge population. And we're already busing a number of children from that community to some of our buildings. It would be nice if parents could just walk to a location where their child could be served.
Okay. And that would be part of the capital request?
That's correct.
To do a facility out there. Right. And can you talk a little bit, there's been a lot of attention, and I think you and I have been in many meetings this year about pre-K, and what's the trend on that in the city right now? Well,
the way it's trending, the demand is increasing. As you know, we've been working quite extensively with Metro schools who are expanding pre-K. What we're seeing with the expansion of pre-K is that our focus is largely on children who come from families with low income. The school system has the ability to serve a broader number of children. What we want to make sure doesn't happen as we're working together is that as the school system expands, that we are still making sure that we're not losing the number of spaces that we need for children with low incomes. And so we think we're moving in the right direction in terms of some of the partnerships that we have working together, but also we're working with a number of other partners, the Vanderbilt Susan Gray Center, a number of our local providers, but the need for services in the southern corridor continues to be where the highest level of demand is for pre-K services.
Okay, great. Rich?
No questions. Good. I don't think I have any.
Well, thank you for all your great work. I mean, you've done speaking for 8 years now, a wonderful job, and I really think your organization serves our community very, very well, and I know you will continue to do so in the years ahead. We'll do our best here. I certainly am very sympathetic to the request about doing more in the Southeast. I think that's an important thing for the city to do. So.
Thank you, and Mayor, as this is your last budget hearing, as you know, we try and make sure you have cookies every year. We did bring your cookies this year so that you would have it. And to just thank you for your support of our agency in making sure that we continue to receive funding from the city that supports our efforts. We appreciate it, and we wish you well as you go forward. Thanks always to Greg for his help with us, and to my favorite finance guy, at least today, and through the budget season, Richard Riebling, for everything he does to help us out as well. We really do appreciate your work.
Great. Thank you.
Thank you.